I don't think I've reviewed this yet. I've had it for, what's it been, almost a year? And I still haven't. I have a love-hate relationship with it. First of all, I don't think it's the only way to make it really loud is to hold this against my ear. So if you put this and then put something like a swim cap or anything that's going to hold it against your ear, you're going to have amazing sound. The problem is it just, I don't know, it's just keeping a distance. Anyways, okay, so what I do love about it is that the battery goes on and on. And I know this probably is not standard. I don't know how I got the miracle battery, but in the entire time I've had it, I've charged it 2 or 3 times. And this is like leaving it running all night long, night after night after night. I don't know how this is happening. It's a magic battery. Amazing. I don't know. And the other thing, this is why I'm now finally writing the review, is because I accidentally threw it in my laundry and I washed it and I dried it. And it wasn't until I pulled it out of the dryer with all the other dried clothing that I realized it was even in there. I'm like, oh my goodness. But guess what? There was absolutely no problem. It plays just fine. Today, I took it into the pool with me because I'm all like, you know what? We already know it's waterproof. Turning it back off. And there we go. So I will say though, with the laundry, this moved around a bit. So this is the little pockets it's in. If you were to wash it and it gets slid out of its pocket, just slide it back in. And if you find that this doesn't line up on your ears just perfectly, because we all have different ear sizes, they left a pretty decent spot here. So I personally am thinking about finding my exact spot and then sewing with the cable at the bottom so I don't actually sew over it, sewing the little box so it stays exactly in that spot. And that's all I've got on this. The sound is perfectly fine for falling asleep for. It's not super loud. So like, for example, in the gym with a lot of competing noises, I was holding it against my ears. At bed, it's fine. It's fine. And the battery, oh my God, amazing. And I don't know about yours, mine is waterproof.
I wanted to mention my main use for this item that came the other day, it's a pretty color, is mainly to sleep so that I can kind of block out snoring noises. And I just go to iTunes and I download, you know, like waterfall sounds and things like that. And you don't have to press a button or anything. You just find this little mechanism that you can, you know, charge it up to your computer, whatever you charge it to. And once it's charged, it turns blue. So it's super easy. It doesn't take too long. And I wanted to mention that in the box, it kind of shows this mechanism kind of towards the top, but which is fine too, because these little buttons, there's a little bit of wiggle room there, and you can kind of adjust them, because if it's right on a certain part of the ear, you may not like it as well. So, but I actually use it the other way and have the mechanism kind of down, you know, down here on this part. And then the little buttons are just above the ear. And that really, I mean, you can't even really feel it when you know, I sleep on my side and you're putting your head on the pillow. It didn't bother me at all, but just being able to block out, you know, the snoring sound was wonderful, honestly. And I also use it, you know, if I want to clean house and motivate myself, I put on my favorite fast music, and when I go for walks, you know, so it's good for sports too, but my main purpose is just for a good night's sleep, which is, you can't put a price on. It also comes with a cable, so if for some reason your Bluetooth isn't available or whatever, you do have the option to just run a cable to your device. So very pleased with it, and I guess you can't put a price on a good night's sleep.
Headband also, it can cover your eye as a sleeping cover, which is pretty nice. And the texture is also very breathable, and you can charge from here, but honestly it doesn't come with the Type-C charger. So yeah, but otherwise everything is pretty good.
Okay, These are, it's a speaker that Bluetooths to your phone, and the little earbuds are right by your ears, and you can bring it down and cover your eyes. That way, you won't have to listen to your husband snoring. As you can see, I have two because I forget to charge mine. And between him and our Boston Terrier, they make quite a loud noise. I'm one for labeling my plugins because I forget what goes where. But love these. Highly recommend them if you have a snorer.
All right, so this is the sleep mask that I got very recently. It works wonderfully. I had a different version in the past that wasn't the most comfortable to sleep on, but you can see here, this is super smooth, super soft. Honestly, doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all, but the speakers are amazing. As you can see here, the buttons are right here. You can hit pause like that, the volume here and here, and it seamlessly hooks up to your phone. So highly, highly, highly recommend.
newest Fulext Schlafkopfhörer headphones. USB-C, huge add to these things. Just phenomenal overall. Lasted all night. You go probably 3 days without charging. Sound was much more impressive than I expected. Price is obviously the best value you get.